Welcome, and thanks so much for joining us for the first event in our 90th anniversary celebrations. In 1931, 4 years before the birth of one of our readers tonight, and I won't out which one, the Poetry Room was founded as a place to actualize poetry as a social life. It was conceived as a welcoming space to catalyze the lives and minds of those who entered and to foster friendships and unforeseeable convergences. And with the simultaneous rise of sound recording technologies, the Poetry Room quickly merged its mission with a Harvard professor's vision of creating the world's first library of voices, a VOCARIUM, he called it, one that would honor orality's role as a pivotal, shaping socio-political force throughout history and across all cultures. A mission that we strive to honor to this day through the readings that we host and audiences we gather, of which you are a crucial part tonight. When speaking to Sonia Sanchez in a recent interview, Tongo Eisen-Martin praised her capacity, her superpower, as some have called it, to gather, galvanize, and organize at the intersection of several avalanches. And she has intersected with almost every movement that I can think of, from the Black arts movement to the Black Panthers, to the development of some of the first Black studies courses in this country, in San Francisco, I might add, where Tongo has recently been named Poet Laureate. Both of our authors tonight are organizers in the fullest and most activated sense of that word. On, off, and beyond the page, our two readers tonight lift up what Fred Moten has called the macrophone. And this organizing, this kinetic engagement with a plurality of needs, notions, and knowledges is, as John Keane writes, not just in a separate space set aside for organizing, it is fundamental to their aesthetics and their ethics. Case in point, back in the before times when Tongo came to read at the poet, also get to read at a prison in the region. And we fulfilled that promise at a correctional facility in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. And through the exceptional documentary Bad, Sonia Sanchez, I also learned that whenever Sonia is asked to give a reading at a college, she requests an additional meeting with a range of other communities in the surrounding area, from high schools to grade school students to incarcerated persons. Again, this amplification, this macrophone, what some have called Tongo's Gregorian vowel. Both of these poets extend the event vibrato, the rippling effect of text, into what Saidiya Hartman calls the simultaneity of our entanglements, in which experiences and persons aren't cut off from one another, and poems are capable of summoning and assembling all the relatives. Please join me in welcoming Tongo Eisen-Martin and Sonia Sanchez, who will read in that order.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. Thanks to the Poetry Room for quarterbacking this. And before I begin, I want to say rest in peace, rest in power to the poet Mums the Schemer, who just passed away. A legend's legend. Like the first time somebody Charlie Parkered before my eyes, man, was catching Mums do his thing in New York, and yeah, I just want to say rest in peace to him. All street life, to a certain extent, starts fair. Sometimes with a spiritual memory even. Pre-dawn soul clap, your father dying even. Maybe I'll push the city too far. My sensitivities to landfill districting and minstrel whistles. White supremacist graffiti on westbound rail guards all overcome and reauthored. Reauthored by revolutionary violence that chose its own protagonist or a muted stage of genius, the garbage is growing voices. condensed Marxism, for warrior depressives, underpasses in their pockets because they just might be deities or decent bid on the panther name, a merciful Marxism. A disquieted home life, a metaphor for relaxing next to a person who is relaxing next to a gun. I stare at my father for a few seconds, then return to my upbringing. Return to the souls of Ohio Black folks, revolution damn near pagan at this point. You know what the clown wants? The respect of the ant. Wants to interpret pain only. Wants to pull a 38 out of a begging bowl. Wants me to hurt my hand on this pen. I'm not tired of these rooms. Just tired of the world to give them a relativity. My only change of clothes prosecuted. The government has finally learned how to write poems. Shootouts that briefly align. That make up a parable. Parables like white bodies are paid well. Do white men even have leaders? Are all white people white men? A rat pictures a river, can almost taste the racial divide, can almost roll a family member's head into a city hall legislative chamber, knows who in this good book will fly. All I do is practice, Lord. Decided not to talk out of anger ever again. Met my wife at the same time I met new audience members for our pain. We passed each other cigarettes and watched cops win, a city gone uniquely linear. Harlem of the West, do a true universe. I will always remember you in fancy clothes, my wife says. So here I sit, twisting in silk ideation. A rifle made of postbellum tar, targets made of an honest language. This San Francisco poetry is how God knows that it's me whining. Riding among the lesser respected wolves, lesser observed militarization, Dixie-less prison bookkeeping, the California Great Coast are coming. Lynch mob gossip and bourgeois debt collection, it's tempting to change professions mid-poem. In the Chicago briefing, a white sergeant saying blank slate for all of us after this black organizer is dead. Standard academics toasting $2 wine at the tank parade. Bay of nothing, Lord. Just nuclear cobblestones, gun line athleticism, and the last of the inherited asthma. Children giving white dolls to play within fear. Facial expressions borrowed from rich people's shoestrings. I can hear hate and teach hate and call tools by people names and name people dead to themselves, and no one getting naturalized except federal agents soon. Carving the equator in the throat. So I'm sorry to make you relive all of this, Lord, all of this pre-dime monarchy, friends putting up politician posters and snorting the remainder of the pace. Minstrel script shoveled into the walls by the elders, my children sharpening quarters on the city's edge. For these audiences, I project myself into a ghost-like state. For these gangsters, I do the same. Every now and then, take a nervous look east. Sleep becomes Christ. Sleep starts growing a racial identity. Do you ever spiral, Lord? Has the gang age betrayed us? Be patient with my poems, Lord. So much pain is a point to crime. It has to be if race traders come with it. Lord, is that my revolver in your hand? No better presidents than these have yawned their cages, have called us holy slaves. Filled the school libraries with cop documentaries, baby. I don't have money for food. Well, I have no present moment at all. I go to the railroad tracks and follow them to the station of my enemies. A cobalt-toothed man pitches pennies at my mugshot negative. All over the United States, there are toddlers in Iraq. I see why everyone out here got in the big cosmic basket and why blood agreements mean a lot and why I get shot back at. I understand the psycho-spiritual refusal to write white history or take the glass freeway. White skin tattooed on my right forearm. Ricochet sewage near where I collapsed into a rat-infested manhood. My new existence is living graffiti. In the kitchen with a lot of gun cylinders to hack up. House of God in part, no cops in part. My body brings down to Christmas. And the new bullets pray over blankets made from the old bullets. Pray over the 28th hour's next beauty mark. Extrajudicial Confederate statue restoration. The waistband before the next protest poster. Hey, by the way, time is not an illusion, Your Honor. I will save your deaths for last. You are witty, Your Honor. You're moving money again, Your Honor. It is only raining one thing. Non-white cops. And prison guard shadows reminded me of spoiled milk floating on an oil spill. The neighborhood making a lot of fuss over its demise. A new Lake Fort Black Panther party. Malcolm X's ballroom jacket slung over my son's shoulder. The figment of village. A new noose to a new white preacher. All in an abstract painting of a president. They bought slavery some time, didn't it? The tantric screeches of military bolts and election Tuesday cars. A cold-blooded study in leg irons. Proof that some white people have actually fondled nooses. The sundown couples made their vows of love over opaque piece plastic and boat action audiences. You know, the Medgar Evers second is definitely my favorite law of science. Fondle news clippings and primitive Methodists, my arm changes imperialism. Simple policing versus structural frenzies. Elementary school script versus even wider white spectrums. Artless bleeding and the challenge of watching civilians thinking terrible rituals they have around the corner. They let their elders beg for public mercy. I'm gonna go ahead and sharpen these kids' heads in the arrows myself and see how much gravy spills out of family crest. Modern fans of war, well, with their t-shirt poems and t-shirt guilt, And me having on the cheapest pair of shoes on the bus, I have no choice but to read the city walls for signs of my life. You know, apparently too much of San Francisco was not there in the first place. And this dream requires more condemned Africans. Or put another way, state violence rises down. Or still life is just getting warmed up. Or army life is looking for a new church and ignored all other suggestions. Or folktale writers have not made up their minds as to who is going to be their friends. You know, this is the worst downtown yet. And I've borrowed a cigarette everywhere. I've taken many a walk to the back of a bus that led on out the back of a storyteller's prison sentence. Then on out the back of slave scars, man, but this is my comeback face. I left my watch on the public bathroom sink and took the toilet with me. Threw it at the first bus I saw eating single mothers half alive. It flew through the bus line number and on out the front of the White House. Hopefully you find comfort downtown, but if not, we brought you enough cigarette filters to make a decent winter coat. A special species of handshake lets all know who's king and what's the lifespan of uniform cloth. This coffin needs to quit acting like those are birds singing. You know, rusty nails have no wings, have no voice other than that of a white world dying. And there are book pages in the gas pump. Catchy, isn't it? The way 3 nooses is the rule, or the way potato sack masks go so well with radio codes, or the way condemned Africans fought their way back to the ocean only to find waves made of 1920s burnt up piano parts, European backdoor deals, and red flowers for widows who spent all day in the sun mumbling in San Francisco. Red flowers, but what's the color of a doctor visit? There are book titles in the streets. Hey, book titles like Hero, You Make a Better Zero, or Hey, Fur Coat Lady, the President is Dead, or Pay Me Back in Children, or They Hung Up Their Bodies in Their Own Museums, and other book titles pulled from a drum solo. Run here, hero. Lied the hiding place. All the bullets in 10 precincts know where to go. There's no heaven nor any other good idea in the sky. Politics means that people did it and people do it. Understand that when in San Francisco and other places that was never really there. I bet this ocean thinks it's an ocean, but it's not. It's just 6th and Mission Street. All know who's king. King of thin things. You know, like America, I'm proud to deserve to die. I'm gonna eat my dinner extra slow tonight in this police state candy dispenser you all call the neighborhood. No set of manners goes unpunished. Never mind a murderer's insomnia or the tea kettle preparing everyone for police sirens. Let me, apologies, let me plug this computer in. We ran over all the scenarios before, but we didn't cover the one about the computer dying. Just give me 2 more awkward seconds. I'll take care of this in a jiffy. You know, first I should have apologized to the souls of the house because I am wearing the cheekbones of the mask only. Like a pill bottle whose name is yours, name tagged on the side of a factory of wrists. I mean, teeth of the mask now. The back of the head of the mask now. A new phase of anti-anthropomorphism fending for real faces. Stuck with one of those cultures that believes I chose this family. I'm not creative, just the silliest of the revolutionaries. My blood drying on my only jacket, the police state psychic middleman evangelizing for the creation of an unmasses and unmedgar blood of a lamb less racialized or awesome prison sentence. Good guy. A right angle made between a point on a Louisiana plantation and a 5-year-old's rubber ball 3 feet high and falling like a deportee plane. To complete my interpretation of garden variety genocide, I'm small talk about loving your enemies a little more realistically, about paper tigers and also gold. I need my left hand back. Broke my neck on a piano key, found paradise in a fist fight. Maybe I should check into the Cuban line. Watching the universe's last metronome, some call black Jacobins. Hey, just wait. These religions will start resigning in a decade or two. Some colorfully, some transactionally, in a cotton gothic society, class betrayal gone glasses. I mean, ironically, my window started fogging over too as I was trying to figure out, you know, which Haiti would get me through the winter, which poem houses souls, which socialist breakthroughs like taking 10 steps back and finally trying stillness, like introducing Gabriel Prosser to Thelonious Monk. I remember childhood. Remember the word childhood being a beginning. Scribbling on an amazing grace, I rented this body from some circumference of slavery. Remember being kicked out the Midwest. Strange food theater, lithium in circuses, like-minded stomachs, the ruling class blessing their blank checks with levy phone, with opioid tea, sentient dollar bills yelling to each other pocket to pocket. Cello stands in the precinct for accompanying counter-revolutionaries. My mother raised me with a simple pain. The poet loses his mind, you know, like the room has weather. A first girlfriend gravity. The difference between me and you is the madness wants me forever. A pair of apartments defining both my family and political composure. Books behind my back, bail money paved into the streets playing. Euphoria, euphoria, cliche. Bracing for the medicine's recoil, sharing a dirty deli sounds with my friends. Black Jacobins, underground topography of a grandmother's hand. Psychology of the mask now. Teeth of the mask again. I'm off to make a church bell out of a bank window. You know, kitchens meant more to the masses back in the day. Before that, we had no enemy. Somewhere in America, the prison bus is running on time. You're going to want to lose your job before a revolution hits. Somewhere I won't be home for breakfast. Everyone out here now knows my name, and I won't be turned against for at least 4 months. The cop in the picket line is a hard-working rookie. The sign in my hand's getting more and more laughs. It says the picket line got cops in it. I can take care of those windows for you if you want, but someone else got to go inside your gas tank. It was clear to me that rich people had talked too much this year. Hey, why don't you go ahead and throw down that marble park bench everyone's looking up at? You know, get the Romans out of your mind. And maybe a good night's sleep would have changed the last 20 years of my life, playing the instruments like punching the wall. What would you have me do? Replace the population? Give brotherhood back to the winter? Stop smoking cigarettes with the barely dead? You know, they listen in on the Sabbath. The police called the police on me. There was a white candlestick beneath my detention. I ruined the soup again, thought the judge as he took off his pilgrim robe behind the white people's door and more. I didn't get lucky. I got what was coming to me. He tossed, "Hey, fight me back," the man said. Of course, to himself, washing windows with a will to live. Tin can on his left shoulder, enjoying the bright, brand new black with all party goers, both supernatural and supernaturally down earth. What is this elevator traveling side to side? Like 1,000 bitter Polaroid pictures that you actually try to eat all the furniture on this street, nailed to the cement, cheap furniture, but we have commitment. This morning, an essay opens a conversation between enemies. Why? Because you control every grain of processed sugar between here and the poor man's border. Because in the tin can on my left shoulder, I can hear the engines of deindustrialization. You should get in the painting, you know, tell lies more deeply. Now, this month, I'm rooting for the traitor, carting cement to my pillow. Here we will build. I'm high again, not talking much. And why don't you climb up the organ pipe to our apartment floor? I'm high again, calling everything church, singing along to a courtyard, thanks to a horn player's holy pastime. I'm just putting a real jacket on it. Talk about a real 5 years. Keep memories like these in the pocket next to the Torah receipt. You know, that man lost a wager with the God of good causes. I mean, he stood up for himself a little too late. Maybe too early. I can still see 20 angles of his jaw zigzagging through the cold world of deindustrialization. There's an art to it. I would tell my closest friends one day, you know, a lot of God can happen in 3 seconds. Not much heaven though. Now, here's a man before a fight, a leave me alone type character, emerging from the penniless death of a one-way street fiction, which is a fancy way of saying I'm gonna make it even if I have to drive backwards. All I have is chord changes and 1,000 backhands. Driving the street like I'm choking it. Car full of nephews. There hasn't been a sun since November. And there hasn't been a street I can't choke to death. This city better back down. And you see this gun on the table? And something about staring until it all feels stable? Why wouldn't I protect everyone? All my death sleep late. My son better be quick. My daughter better shoot first because we fall for no one. You know, we fall for nothing. All right, the first thing you'll feel is the heat. This lady would tell me, you know, trying to tell me about possession. You know, drink life needs is what I'm mostly hearing. Most of the world leaves me alone. To breathe smog like a giant, to go to jail every once in a while when the genocide kicks up in late May, when politicians have too easy a time. I'm gassing backwards out of one-way street in honor of myself and in honor of you, if you understand the nature of the world. How long I've been just like my father, you know, one hell of a resemblance says the anxiety of the neighborhood. This is like a crossroads or a crossroads narrative. So much crossroads people get in the habit of turning back. You know, turn back only to find themselves remembering me, but not my last words. And man, before a fight, you feel the heat, but there's nothing to keep in mind. There's nothing to remember, really. There's nothing to be. It's just this moment and another, then stared, and it all becomes stable. And then the table lets go fuzzy, and Friday's an unfamiliar face peeking in the window. It's cool to panic for a second. Composure is wasting on your worst enemies. People are marked on that sidewalk. You the only thing life-size. Everybody knows it's in a wire hanger empire. When the blood stops walking, that feeling isn't father enough to be permission to fold. You better swing one more time. You know, that father of yours rose from the grave and said, just give me 5 more minutes. He said, running water is a myth. It's us who are running up, down, and all alongside this water. And people don't rise from the grave. They not laid down either. It's us who flip all around their body. So beware when the people around you all look like they're about to jump. It might be your time. You'll feel the heat. And when 4 walls demand to be 4 walls, and the earth outside mutes, man, don't panic. You know, don't try to recreate the earth outside. Don't tell jokes to yourself. Don't even talk disrespectfully to the 4 walls. Instead, unclench your fist and walk away. There might be heaven if you understand the nature of the world. I will also, I would like to say hello to all my friends at Aptis Middle School, tapping in right now. if you have tapped in, right on. Yeah. A tour guide through your robbery, he also is. Cigarette saying, look what I did about your silence. Ransom water and box spring gold. This decade is only for accent grooming, I guess. Ransom water and box spring gold. The corner store must die. War games, I guess. All these tongues rummage junk. You know, the start of mass destruction begins and ends in restaurant bathrooms that some people use and other people clean. Are you telling me it's a rag in the sky? Waiting for you, yes. We've written the scene, we set a stage, you know, we should have fit in. Warehouse jobs are for communists, but now more corridor and hallway have walked into our lives. Now the whistling is less playful and the barbed wire overcrowded too. My dear, if it is not a city, it is a prison. If it has a prison, it is a prison, not a city. When a courtyard talks on behalf of military issue, all walks take place outside of the body. A dear life to your left, a medieval painting to your right, and that just really makes an impression. Crop people living in thin air, you have 5 minutes to learn how to see through this breeze. When a mask goes sideways, barbed wire becomes the floor. Barbed wire becomes the roof, 40 feet into the sky becomes out of bounds. When a mask breaks in half, mind which way the eyes go. Did you know they killed the world for the sake of giving everyone the same backstory? We're watching Gary, Indiana fight itself into the sky, old pennies for wind. For the wind feeling you get before the hood goes up and over your headache. Pennies that stick together, mocking all aspirations. I mean, stuck together pennies was the first newspaper I ever read, along with the storefront dwelling army that always lets us down, where the Holy Spirit favors the backroom souls in a situation that offer 100 ways to remain a loser. Souls watching a clock, hoping their eyes don't lie to sad people. What was we talking about again? The narrator asked the graveyard at 10 minutes flat, said the graveyard. The funeral only took 10 minutes. And never tell that to anyone again. You just gonna pin the 90s on me? All 30 years of them? Then why should I know the difference between sleep and satire? The pyramid of corner stores fell on our head. We died right away. That building wants to climb up and jump off another building. These are downtown decisions. Somewhere on this planet, it's August 7th, and we running down the rust thinking one more needs to come with me. Man, what evaporated on Earth so that we could be sent back down? I talk facing away from the dead. They replace me with the change in my pocket. A penny that's yet to be invented, they say. You have to know how to cut a throat on the way to cutting a throat. After sleeping on a mattress made from 2 garbage bags of clothes, I became content with the small gestures of plantation fires. I mean, playing with couch ashes, I realized how weird the universe was. It exists in so many places, so many random things. It interrupts me while I'm trying to dream. Like your clay correspondence, Lord. To be transparent, I have 20 books next to a bullet, like an old man giving advice at the beginning of a revolution. I've really done it, Lord. Explored the mumbles of my mind, explored what's naturally there, and I found no brainwashing. I found Africa, Lord. I have a future. It takes place in the diasporic South. I have morning possessions, modern militancy. I mean, windows to the South, I'll walk on a missile for food. I guess you will not want flowers for a few years, Lord. Will I be tied face to face with the country I murdered, merged with us, Lord? Our old metal versus new metal. Our old metal versus a pool of meandering imperialist faces, a multiculturalism of sorts. The dead replaced me with a comedian's chest cavity. Instead of a chest cavity held tight, it takes a violent middleman for me to talk to myself. Stories that travel through other people's stories, a song about a song, a hemisphere about a hemisphere, stories that travel through a conquered poet. My mother remembers Africa, Lord. She killed on behalf of you, Lord. I wore a machete all winter and no one asked me what it meant. I read 1,000 books in front of the world. You know what I do is fight poems. And sleep through decking in San Francisco prayer circles. Watch people play for post-working class associative surfaces or recreations of a governor's desk. Ruling class ordered utility plan, find a sociopathic bureaucratic day. Some white people scare even easier. TV in a basket next to a ceramic baby wearing ceramic armor, musket progeny fantasizing through the art of the poor. Their trendy latches locked before God, black art hunted down like a dog, and hand over my friends, Lord. Lord, I think I'm gonna die in a war. Unelected white people in my small house like a blues song of no spiritual effect. Or dollhouse H-bomb, a pony show near dead bodies. apartheid weddings that go right, apartheid white people who give birth to mathematicians, the spiritual continuity of barracks and police stations, a chemical interpretation of a Sunday trip to church, church smells in their pockets, a river mistaken for a talking river, no autobiography outside of small personal victories of violence and drug use made in the image of God trinkets a white abolitionists confided in their children about, chemical assurances that they will switch from Black artist to white artist, from Black God to white God, from Black worker to white worker. You know, I think about you cautiously, Lord. The same way I think about my childhood. Foxhole Friday nights, most of life is mute. A comedian points out a planter's field to a priest, King Sugarcane, King Cotton King, revolutionary, the Bible essential, containing all modes of shallow introduction, introducing. An unlisted planter class speaking about fevers and balance sheets and reassuring the masses that we could figure out our fathers later. A priest took my mother lightly, Lord. Stood in front of parishioners, re-raveling fantasies about Black art. Priest reading confidently before I broke him and broke his parallel. You know, after the day, I've never been a poet before. Little brother watches his big brother's friends. They lean rifles on sheltered walls. They agree with me and call it literature. It's a simple matter, this revolution thing. To really lie to no one. To keep nothing godlike. To write a poem for God. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Woo! 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 Tongo! Yes, you did it, baby. Mama Sanchez is coming up.
Hello. I want to read a poem called Belly, Buttocks, and Straight Spines, and it's dedicated to Sister Wangechi Mutu. She did an amazing exhibit in Philadelphia, and I went for about 2 or 3 days and watched the art that she had done that talked about the exploitation of women and children. You, enigmatic woman, exploding from clouds and intestines, riverbanks, kneecaps, veins, and horizons, tongues embroidered with eyelashes. You burn in my throat. I walk your footsteps singing, you are here, you are there, you will never go away. You kiss your own breath, sleepwalk your eyes, stretch out with mauve singing your legs too. I know you, butterfly sweet, your lips taste of the sea, the years dusty with herstory anticipate light. Your hands riot with pain, collapse into prayer, touch this Western stained glass where ghosts commit themselves to military blood. The bleeding hips surrounding your teeth wrapped in laughter, blood laughter, brittle noise, seaweed souls, whistling words. Whose little pumpkin are you? Who is your sister? Where is your mama? Our thumbs bleed ashes in this travel dust bowl. 3. This is a blues sermon, I think, hanging from the sky, scratching at the night where literary brains demystify deaths. Seen from the angle of your life, you turn at the waist in red and purple confetti. The day stitches up your python mouth. You stroll black beyond the stars, star-leaping black-skinned woman. Seen from the angle of the camera, you become the mugshot, mugging a century of incestuous nipples, sound, video, smell, riding death on its lens. Do not feed the animals, they will bite one day. Who speaks? Who has spoken this squat language? Where are the vowels and consonants and diphthongs? Do not feed the animals, they squat in herds and will bite one day. Red, orange breasts, leaking medical hieroglyphics, bones for sale, immaculate bones for sale, stage right. Ethiopian bodies leaking into the ground, stage left. old clothes unburied, children's eyes undressed, men's pants unzipped, women's slipping, standing still backstage, awaiting modernity. Master monsters with batons conducted infernos. Is God calling your limbs to pray on? What's in a name? A leg, a heart, a skull, an ancestral wind. Your intellect teases us with zero tolerance for lies. What's in a kiss? A smell, a Black woman in white chalk, a woman sleepwalking on corners. What is erotic about a false step? Yo me espero, I wait for my coming, I wait for my coming. Now, as your congregational knees kneel, now that your birth laughs a long pause, now that you sigh amid the pale gaze of thirst, is that God's tongue sliding down your throat? 5, yo say, I know it. Where is this brown-skinned woman going with her military hair? A bright, hysterical flower, eating cake, smiling cake, regurgitating cake. Yo say, I know it. Smell the jelly roll woman squatting in her skin, her bright face eating blues sorrow. Smell the doctorial urgency of her shudderings, female pain profiling her hunger. Who scrubs the day white while women fall down with crucifixions? Can you hear their bird spirits strumming gravity? Can you hear the saxophone bloodletting the ghost shout? Can you play this woman with your fingers? Can you hear her confetti feet dancing undeposited rhythms? Now, hear this. Now, hear this. Harpsichord teeth, moth breath smiles, put vaginas in a pill box for a while, telegraphic buttocks in bathroom stalls. You are tattooed on our eyes against the tabloid walls. Mouths anointed with peacock pricks. Hey, here I am. Come along, take your pick. Hey, listen. Woman of eye, socket bone. Love can wear you down to a spinal eye bone. Love can make you drink your own blood. Unless you got a catcher's mitt, don't go playing with love. Love, blood. 6, silence, my chair. Cállate, mi amor. No consecrated birth waters today. No quicksilver blankets today. No surgical procedures today. Just Bantu music with an ostrich beat today. Just a night shutter under your arms today. Just a pistol whipped skin today. Just a lost pulse beat today. Just a railroad train of butts today. Just a machete beat against the sky today. Just some cocks standing at attention today. Listen, Sister Juan Geechee. You hear me, don't you? And you hear, don't you, how your collages dance their amputee delirium? Sister Juan Geechee, you hear me, don't you? You hear the sacred music eavesdropping these gallery walls, praising your beauty and bones in this hallway of lost sermons. You hear me, don't you? You hear the children running a furious circle of legs, jumping adolescent rhymes as they light up streets with garbage bag balls, as they spill their magical spines, their genius, their surplus knees on streets. It is evening, and we have arrived in your arms of lost seconds. You hear me, don't you? Even as you navigate this halo of ordained voyages, as you uncork the daylight past these shadows, past our doors left open, and your gentle breath fills the day with sweet eyelids of silver, as you arrive at the arc of your name. Sister Wangechi Mutu, you hear me, don't you? And I invoke your name, your gallery of female matadors, as they come and dance in thunder, as they come and dance in thunder, as they come and dance in thunder. For our dear sister who does magnificent work, that is the poem for her. And I just really want to say thank you to Brother Tongo. it is always an honor and a pleasure to read with him. He is amazing. I sit back in awe as he moves his tongue against that script, you know, as he brings us the music of young people, what they think, what they say, you know, and how they see this world, and how people like him must multiply on this earth. And I just want to apologize also, if I may, to the Asian community for the madness that possesses so many of our people. I want to apologize to you that that is not what we think, you know, that we love you, that in any way we can help you, let us know, and we will send you cards and letters and love, you know, and kisses and hugs, that you are here, you are American, and we love you, and we will help to protect you in any way that we can. Yes, you are. You are, 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 and you will be, and you will be, and you will be, because you, 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 live, 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 and you deserve the peace of living and life. So I just wanted to say that to you, to let you know how much we love you and respect you and honor you. And thank you for being on this earth, sharing your genius and your love and your work and your poetry and your paintings. Thank you. And I'm not sure of the time, but I will, since it's Women's History Month, I think, right? Am I right? March, right? Women's History Month. I'm reading all the poems to women. A piece that I did that was commissioned by the Auburn Theological Seminary. They had some women, you know, who were being inducted. Aye, bobo, aye, bobo, aye, bobo. Praise God, praise God, praise God. One, there are women sailing the sky. I walk between them, they who wear silk, cotton, and burlap skins touching mine, they who dance between urine and violets, they who are soiled, disinherited angels with masculine eyes. This earth is heart symmetry, this earth of feverish war, this earth inflamed with hate, this patch of tongues corroding the earth's air. Who will journey to the place we require of humans? I grow thin on these algebraic equations reduced to a final common denominator too. I turn away from funerals, from mourning lightning. I feast on rain and laughter. What is this sound I hear moving through our bones? I breathe out, leaving our scent in the air. 3, I came to this life with serious hands. I came observing the terrorist eyes moving in and out of southern corners. I wanted to be the color of bells. I wanted to surround trees and spill autumn from my fingers. I came to this life with serious feet, hearing other footsteps gathering around me, women whose bodies exploded with flowers. 4, life, life is from curl embryo to greed to flesh, transistors, web pages, obscuring butterflies. Our life is a feast of flutes, orbiting chapels. No beggar women here, no trees in the spirit here, just a praise touch created from our spirit tongues. We bring the noise of mountain language. We bring the noise of Sunday mansions. We enter together, paddling a river of risks in order to reshape this wind, this sea, this sky, this dungeon of syllables. We have become nightingales, singing us out of fear, splashing the failed places with light. We are here on the green of leaves, on the shifting waves of blues. No one wants that our places divided us. No one wants that our color divided us. No one wants that our class divided us. No one wants that our sex divided us. No one wants that our country divided us. Now We carry the signature of women in our veins. Now we build our reconciliation canes in mourning fields. Now the days no longer betray us, and we ascend into wave after wave of our blood milk. What can we say without blood? What can we say without blood? What can we say without blood? 5. Her story, history smiles at us. Little by little, we shall interpret the decorum of peace. Little by little, we shall make circles of these stars. We shall strip mine the world's eyes of secrets. We shall gather up our voices, braid them into our flesh like emeralds. Come, bring us all the women's hands. Let us knead calluses into smiles. Let us gather the mountains in our children's eyes, distill our unawakened love. Talk to the mangoes, speak to the uniformed men, the nuns, the prostitutes, the rain mothers, the squirrels, the clouds, the homeless. Come, celebrate our footsteps, insatiable as sudden breathing. Love curves the journey of these women sails. Love says, a woman, a woman, a woman, to these tongues of thunder. Come, celebrate this prayer I bring to our common ground. It is enough to confound the conquistadores. It is enough to shape our lace, our name, make us become healers. Come, celebrate the poor, the women, the LGBTQs, the men, the children, the black, brown, yellow, white sweat, peeling with stories. Come, come. Aye bobo, come, aye bobo. I spit on the ground, I spit language on the dust, I spit memory on the water, I spit hope on this seminary. I spit teeth on the wonder of women, holy volcanic women, recapturing the memory of our most sacred sounds. Come, where the drums beats, come tongue by fire and water and bone, come praise God and Jehovah and Allah and Buddha, Ogun and Shango and Olakun and Oya and Jesus. Come, 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 come. Praise our innocence, our decision to be human, our decision to be human. We enter the spirit of morning doves, and our God is near. I say, our God is near. I say, our God is near. Ah, aye, aye, bobo, aye, 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 ye, bobo, aye, bobo. Praise God, praise God, praise God. And all these pieces are to women for this period. And I want to, I think my time is about up. I'd like to end up with a piece that I did for a haiku sequence I did for Harriet Tubman. And I did it for a piece that was made into a 5-minute film by sisters Nadine Patterson and Marlene Patterson in Philadelphia. And I'm going to read at the beginning from the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad State and Park and Visitor Center, which says, "We are free because of Harriet Tubman." December 1850, Keziah Bowley, James Alfred Bowley, 6 years old, Araminta baby, John Bowley free, early 1851, Moses Ross brother, unidentified man, late 1851, unidentified man called brother, unidentified wife of brother, unidentified, unidentified, fall, 1852, unidentified, 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 June 1854, Winnebar Johnson, Christmas 1854, Robert Ross, Henry Ross, Benjamin Ross Jr., Jane Kane, Peter Jackson, John Chase, alias Daniel Lord, unidentified, possibly George Ross, unidentified, possibly William Thompson, unidentified, unidentified. Early 1855, Harriet Ann Parker Ross, alias Harriet Ann Stewart, free wife of William Henry Ross Stewart Sr., William Henry Ross, free son of William Ross Stewart Sr., John Isaiah Ross, alias John James Isaiah Stewart, free son of William Henry Ross Stewart Sr., Henry Hooper, December 1855, May 1856, Ben Jackson, James Coleman, Henry Hopkins, William Conaway, October 1856, we are free because of Harriet Tubman, Tilly, November 1856, Hosea Bailey, William Bailey, Peter Pennington, Eliza Manuki, May 1857, Harriet Green Ross, Benjamin Ross, November, December 1860, Stephen Enos, Maria Enos, Harriet Enos, Amanda Enos, Baby Enos, John Cornish, alias John Wesley Reed, likely unidentified woman, unknown dates, Margaret Stewart, Anne Margaret Stewart, Amelia Hollis, alias Amelia Millie Hollis Stewart, Henry Carroll, unidentified twin girl, unidentified twin girl, and unidentified twin girl, unidentified twin girl, unidentified, 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 unidentified. Haiku and tanka for Harriet Tubman. Picture a woman riding thunder on the legs of slavery. Picture a woman walking southern landscapes burning with moons. Picture her kissing our spines, saying no to the eyes of slavery. Picture her rotating the earth into a shape of lives becoming. Picture her leaning into the eyes of our birth clouds. Picture a woman moving in winter black, bringing summer moons. Picture this woman saying no to the constant yes of slavery. Picture a woman jumping rivers, her legs inhaling moons. Picture her ripe with seasons of legs running. Picture her tasting the secret corners of woods. Picture her saying, have within you the strength, the patience, passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. Imagine her words. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Imagine her saying, I freed 1,000 slaves, could have freed 1,000 more if they only knew they were slaves. Imagine her humming, how many days we got before we taste freedom? Imagine a woman asking how many workers for this freedom quilt. Picture her saying, a live runaway could do great harm by going back, but a dead runaway could tell no secrets. Picture the daylight, bringing her to woods full of birth moons. Picture John Brown shaking her hands 3 times saying, General Tubman, General Tubman, General Tubman. Picture her words, there's 2 things I got a right to, death or liberty. Picture her saying no to a play called Uncle Tom's Cabin. I am the real thing. Picture a Black woman could not read or write, trailing freedom refrains. Picture her face turning southward, walking down a southern road. Picture this woman, freedom bound, tasting a people's preserved breath. Picture her singing red moons, surprising life. Picture this woman of royalty, wearing a crown of morning air. Picture her walking, running, reviving a country's breath. Picture her moon-bent legs dancing inside freedom's guitar. Picture Black voices leaving behind lost tongues. Picture her painting rainbows on a summer bent people. Picture a woman. Picture a woman, picture a woman, picture a woman walking on freedom legs, a sea spray of life, a sea spray of life. Thank you.
Sister Sonia. Gotta get this. Gotta get this work to you.
Well, Berlinghetti once said that the idea of poetry is to get the audience high, and the moment you have a Q&A, you bring it down. So, which is to say, please unmute your mics and share your love. We're not going to confine ourselves to cues. Thank you so much. Please unmute. Hello, the artist.
Thank you guys so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Amazing.
Wow.
So good.
What a blessing.
Thank
a blessing.
you.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
So
You don't have to leave.
honored.
Just gonna show my face and say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh my
Thank
goodness,
you.
aren't you all beautiful?
You've helped us see ourselves.
Mm.
To be here.
Woo.
And with
Tongo, congratulations.
Good God, Tongo.
Tongo,
Yes.
yes.
Much thanks.
Us all. Look at this. Oh wow, it's so good. How's the weather up your way?
All
In
right.
Oakland, it's
It's beautiful. It's immaculate in Oakland.
Oh
Love you, Tongo.
yeah.
Love you
I meet
too.
you at the library.
Me at the library.
Thank you, Sister Sonia, Mama Sonia. Love you so much.
Welcome. Thank you, my dear sister. What an honor to be here.
yes,
See
it's an honor
Miss
to hear you.
Sanchez,
these handsome faces also too, right? Thank you.
Miss Sanchez, my father, and he speaks so highly of you, so such a lover of your poetry. So
Oh, we can't hear.
I can't hear you. Could you repeat?
Could you repeat that? We can't hear you.
Did anyone hear?
No,
maybe
yeah.
she needs.
She
She can write it. She
I
can
can
write
turn
it.
my mics off.
Oh, it
Can
sounds
you
like
hear me now?
internet trouble.
Now we can hear you.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was saying, Miss Sanchez, that my father is
Wow.
She may need to turn her camera off.
Yeah,
Right.
that might
That
help.
helps too. It does.
Turn her camera off or put it in the
Or
chat.
throw it in the chat.
if she wants.
So sorry, we don't usually have that problem. But then I'm not in charge of the internet, so.
Right.
I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Now we
Yeah.
hear you. Yes.
It's all right. It's an unstable time.
Mhm. It is.
Sanchez Willie Birch, and he's a lover of your poetry, and he speaks really highly of you all the time, and I'm really honored to be here.
Thank you, my dear sister. Please send the greetings to him, okay? Thank you.
I will.
Mhm.
And Sister Sonia, this is Tarita McKell calling from Oakland, California.
Oakland.
You know what generation we're from.
Right.
Oakland.
So yeah, I just, we have pictures from Otisville, New York at one of those conferences from back in the day, but I have a story that I would really like to share with you, and it's about two Charles Sizemores, and it's fascinating, and how I learned through Reginald Lockett. So it's your story, and I'd like to share it with you. So however I can send it to you, I'd be honored for you to just.
Okay.
Yes.
If you could get
You
your
could-
address, your number from.
You could send it to us and we can
Yes.
send it along
Yes.
to you, Sonia. I could do it tomorrow,
Thank
first
you.
thing.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Our email, Mary, could you put our email in the?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I'm just, over the years, we have your work is amazing. And it's a journey. It's a spiritual journey. It's sometimes an out-of-body experience, but it's amazing, truly, truly amazing. And we give so much thanks and to be here. And thanks, Janae, and a number of folks for just having all of this happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Tongo, of course. Well, Tongo is home, so not to overlook him or just because he's there all the time, we take him for granted. But we, you know, he's our meat and potatoes of words out here. So we give much thanks to Tongo as well, of course. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama T.
Thank you.
Hey guys, can I just want to say hello to Tongo and Sonia. I haven't seen you since our Festival 2000, remember, with Max Roach and you. And how many years ago was that? Over 12 or so years ago. That was the last time I saw you in the flesh. So yeah, it's been many years.
Read the haiku that I did for Max, the 10 haiku I did for Max on the occasion of his funeral, at his funeral, you know. But I thought since it was Women's History Month, I would just stay with the women, right? But that was lovely. It is always a joy to read and perform with musicians, because they take you out of that place where you think, I know this, you know, I got this, you know, I got the rhythm, you know, I got the words. And then all of a sudden, Max will, you go, oh my God, here I am on stage with Max Roach, right? You know, and you begin to think you can drum also too, you know, and you can, and you can sing. And it is always a joy to be on stage with musicians, because your poem takes another flight, another plan, you know, it goes someplace else. It's like when Sarah Vaughan sings, you know, Ella's a great singer, you know, great jazz singer, you know, I mean, she sings. But when our dear sister, that I just call her name, what was that, what besides Ella? That's
Sarah. Sarah Vaughan. Yeah.
I mean, Sarah sings, right?
Sassy.
She takes you to outer space.
Yeah, that voice.
You know, that, I mean, you are in outer space and you follow her, and then all of a sudden you turn around and look and say, okay, Sarah, you're going to get us back home safely, right? You know, and that's the joy. And that's what musicians do for me. They take me out of this place where the book, the poems, whatever, and you go out into outer space, and then you're able to perform and do anything you want to do. You can walk in space. You know, that when I'm on stage with Krista McBride, I am walking, you know, I'm not on stage. I'm walking in outer space and people don't even know it, right? And then I come back down and I touch his face, you know, and I say, well, here I is, you know, I'm back again. So it is always an honor. And
it takes you out of body.
It does. It really does. But, you know, because there's so much going on now, and you listen to people, and you know, sometimes you shake your head and you withdraw basically, you know, but then you come back out, programs like this, you come back out and you speak and you say simply. But I just want to say to anybody and to any people here that, you know, this is a hard time we're in. And if we do nothing else, you got to know that one of the purposes that will be going on is to get us divided. So I always say to people, you know, if you have problems with people, don't go and just talk against people, right? Go up to people and say, hey, sister, did you say that? Or brother, did you do that? Whatever, etc. And let's get this stuff out into the open. We can no longer afford in a time where we have had the deaths that we have had in this country, you know, to lose anybody. And I say I hope that people really do understand and hear that, you know, we cannot call up each other and gossip. You know, the thing that helped defeat Marcus Garvey, when I did a long paper, that was gossip. It helped wipe out an organization, gossip. And so we should be mature enough at this point, you know, and big enough and wise enough to try to bring us together, all of us together. you know,
Right.
and that is why it's so important to see you, my sister, and to remember, you know, how we have traveled together, you know, and how we have moved together and how we've tried to stay alive and support each other. And that is so important, right?
Bless you.
I wonder how everyone would feel about we had a brief like 2-minute montage that our fellow Harmony Holiday, our creative fellow this year, created in Sonia's honor. It's called Some Gentleness One of These Days. If we could play that as a sign off, or do you still want to keep lingering and talking? What do you feel like? And then we were going to play an outro tune that Tongo chose by Coltrane.
Coltrane.
How are we feeling? I try not to burden people.
How did you do that? It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
Give praise to the artist.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. And just feel free to leave whenever you need.
Yeah, I'm 86 people, you realize
I
that.
know, you're
Oh my God, you
And I said, well, I got a right to people sometimes, and they come wrong sometimes, you know. And I thought, I remember when I said something really stupid once on stage, and I remember Margaret Walker saying, "What? You know, sit down, girl. You don't know what you're saying, right? You know." And Queen Mother Moore would say, "What did you just say on that stage?" And you sat down and you listen.
Yeah.
You listen. And I am so grateful for those women, you know, who helped me grow and be. I mean, really, you know, and our dear sister who returned to California from New York City, you know, it's like concussion, you know, so sometimes the names escape me. But she's the sister who went to Malcolm when he was
Yuri Kochiyama.
You know, what a blessing she was, and what a great friend she was, and how she is missed today at this time, Sister Yuri, right? Yes, yes. But then, you know, but you all, I look at you all though, and I see, I see something. Someone said, oh, you know, what do you think? I said, yeah, right. You know, what I think about these young people is that they is bad, you know, and they move, and they're not there to follow us. You know, they are indeed to set their own trail and to continue that trail towards, you know, if you want to say democracy, but I say towards freedom, you know, and justice, you know, in this place called America and in the world. And I just watch them sometimes and I cry because there they are. They are there, you know, and they're moving in such a way that is just beautiful. And I'm so grateful that they are there and moving the way they are moving.
And look down, and those eyes, oh God. So I did what was human. Because, you know, as I said recently to a bunch of young people, that what we must do in the 21st century is answer the question, what does it mean to be human?
It do make you want to holler. You holler all over the bloody place, whatever, because
It was the coming. It was the coming that was bad. But it's the use of the sound, you know, and the words and the repetition that was important for me, you know, to do something called middle passage in that way. And that came from the influence of the jazz musicians, you know, who were playing and who were doing this amazing work. And we were trying to imitate it, you know, with fewer words, with sounds, you know, and the words we used had to, in a sense, imply sound. But it was also in between the spaces that was important too, yeah. And those eyes, oh God.
They're combing the morning for shadows.
And also we began to talk about at the moment of birth, we all began our long or short walk towards death. What is important is that we do it well, that we walk upright while we're here on this planet Earth. Because you and I understand a country sometimes that in a very real sense asks us sometimes not to walk upright.
What does it matter when or who I knew of love? I fixed my body under his and went to sleep in love. All trace of me was wiped away. Forgive me if I smile, young heiress of a naked dream. Once, 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 what does it matter when, oh, I went to sleep in love. I fixed my body under his and went to sleep in love.
And people didn't really hear me. And my grandmother would say, just let the girl be. She'll be all right. She'll stumble on gentleness one of these days. I'm not too sure I have stumbled on gentleness, but certainly. Oh, God.
And violets like castanets will echo me yet.
I get up in the morning and I exercise. I meditate. I try to say I want to go outside and greet people in peace. All the while thinking about the day. How am I going to greet the day? And I think that's one of the things that I attempt to do. I attempt to wear my days well.
Wear your days well.
Yes, beautiful, 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 beautiful.
And now we thought to take us out of the event, we'd play Out of This World. Tongo chose Coltrane. We thought we'd fade out of it. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for all the love, really. We could all use some gentleness one of these days. Sonia, Tongo, I cannot thank you enough, truly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Steve, thank you.
Thank you. Much love.
Much love.
Much love.
Bye. Be
Bye.
safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Sonia.
Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Tongo, is he still there?
I think he might have needed to go. Yeah.
Okay. Take care, everyone.
Sonia, thank you. Take good care.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thanks to Ronnie.
My sister. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so
Thank
very
you.
much.
Be safe, everyone. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And remember, resist. Resist. Always resist.
Yes.
Resist.
Yeah.
Resist.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Resist. 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 Resist.
You put the sister back in resist.
Yes. Resist.
Yeah.
Dangerous times. Resist.